When a robot replaces you at work, it doesn't pay into Social Security. You did. It doesn't. The Urban Institute published a piece 3 days ago proposing something called an AI dividend. The idea is if AI is going to replace workers at scale, governments need a new revenue stream to replace the payroll taxes those workers would have paid. This is not a fringe idea. It's now being modeled by serious policy researchers. And the reason it's being modeled is that the math on the current system is starting to break. Here's the number that matters. Payroll taxes fund 32% of US federal budget. They fund 90% of Social Security. That revenue comes entirely from employed humans, not from software, not from automation, not from the companies deploying it. MIT's Iceberg Index, published last November, estimates $1.2 trillion in wages are at risk from AI displacement. The ILO projects 7 million fewer jobs by the end of this year. If even a fraction of that materializes, the funding gap in the social safety net isn't a hypothetical, it's arithmetic. Bill Gates called for a robot tax in 2017. The Senate introduced a proposal last October. Both went nowhere. Here's what I think is being missed and how this conversation usually gets framed. The debate gets presented as AI creates jobs versus AI destroys jobs. That framing keeps everyone focused on the labor question. The labor question is real, but it's not the only question, and it might not even be the harder one. The harder question is fiscal. Even if AI creates new jobs, and it probably will eventually for some people, those jobs don't automatically replace the payroll tax revenue from the ones that disappeared. A company that deploys 500 AI agents instead of 500 workers is generating profit, possibly more profit than ever. But the government isn't collecting payroll tax from AI agents. The social systems that exist to catch the 500 people who lost their jobs are funded by the people still working, which is a shrinking pool, paying into a system for a growing pool of people who need it. This is the old problem made newly expensive. We've been automating labor since the Industrial Revolution. The difference now is speed, scale, and the fact that the welfare state was designed for a world where most people participate in formal employment. That world is being disrupted faster than the fiscal architecture can adapt. The robot tax proposal didn't fail because they were bad ideas. They failed because the companies being asked to pay them had the lobbying infrastructure to kill them, which tells you something about how this ends without deliberate intervention. The Urban Institute piece asks the right question. Who pays for the transition? Right now, the answer is the workers who haven't been replaced yet.